Hello, everybody. Today I will be covering the subject of Latinx and Chicanas in the present media. I will be talking about the misrepresentation and the problems that most Latinx and Chicanos face and the benefits and all the things that I've gone through. I chose a picture here of Southern America that represents all the flags of the nations here. I might have missed a few, but this is just the best picture that I could find that could portray as many countries. We'll first get started with the importance of Latin members in the United States of America. This is very important due to just the amount of Latin communities in the United States. The sheer percentage of people by 2060 will include to 30% of the US population, which is makes up from a lot of communities and people. As well as that, the youth represent almost one of a significant portion of the US workforce. Almost one in four children are in the US Hispanic and come from Latino descent. This is very important because the more of a community you have, the more important it is to take care and treat them kindly, you would think, right? The misrepresentation of Hispanic people and Latinx people have always been around, and it's depicted heavily in certain shows. I'll just go over two just to start. The first one I'll go with over is Tuco from Breaking Bad. He's more depicted as a very violent, aggressive, I get what I want type of guy. I don't listen to anyone. He's depicted very, very violently if you haven't seen the show. Um, so when it comes to Gloria from Modern Family, we are going into a different type of stage. She's more of a female role. She picks up a very thick, thick accent, more thicker than normal, obviously. She exaggerates it. She picks up on certain acts of, stereotypes for women in Latin communities. So these type of stereotypes are not healthy for individuals to just be known by as because it reinforces these types of harmful stereotypes to those that aren't really common with individuals of that community. Another problem from that is individuals from that community feeling that sort of pressure. I know for me, I feel some type of pressure from the Asian American side, mostly because of the high expectation in certain grades, performance, and all that. But when it comes to the stereotypes of Hispanics, we have the criminal stereotype, the over sexualized Latina stereotype, and labor workers when they're far more than that. They're a diverse group of people that bring so much richness and value and a lot of love as well. And it gets lost in the representation in media when we focus on certain things like this. Very discriminative. Addressing the problem is where we'd first start before we get the solutions. There's problems that have been going on for as long as I can remember from housing, healthcare, and immigration. These problems are only going to get worse with the current administration in hand, but it needs to be addressed. A certain statistic that I found was pretty mind-blowing was that Latinx individuals make up 19% of the population, but they only hold around 1% of the government positions. This is very harmful to those Latinx individuals because they do need a voice to look forward to and someone that can support them in the government. And without proper representation, it's hard for the communities to live peacefully. Some solutions to promote the misrepresentation to get, help is getting stories and promoting the authentic side of the culture and lifestyle, not promoting something that's going to make someone richer or, not a bad mindset towards it, having the real richness of a culture and being inclusive and showing all of it and the beauty of it is a really good start to for all people included. Another thing is just simple reform from top to bottom when it comes to immigration and housing, and it's easier said than done, obviously, but we need to do a better job of defending the rights of individuals of Latinx and Chicano communities that we haven't done in the history of America well, and it's time that we need to start addressing these type of problems. In slow parts, in the media, we have seen slow progress in talks of, Spanish superstars, Hispanic superstars, Colombian superstars. To name a few, we have a Colombian singer, Carol G, who's very popular. She dominates the charts and she holds a lot of power within the Latin communities. We also have Bad Bunny, who is very famous and renowned artist right here, as you know. And these are important individuals for young kids to look up to in their communities and have a sense of inspiration. Like we can also do it, and it doesn't need to fall under a certain group of people. It's good to have things to look up to, and more individuals of Latin communities are being represented in the media more and more. We also have movies that promote and show the rich cultures and lifestyles in Disney. We have Coco and Encanto. I cried during Coco, but that's other stories. And so just the discussion questions we're going to get into today is just what can we do to support a more accurate representation of the Latin community in the media? What examples can you identify from popular media that reinforce or challenge stereotypes? And how can cultural pride and historical education empower younger generations of Latinx and Chicanic individuals? Thank you for listening, and I hope you guys have a good semester. Thank you.